Everest Live. We are here live from Everest Base Camp. I've completely forgotten what day it is.
14th.
It's May 14th. I'm Ben Ayers. We're getting tired at Base Camp. I'm going to admit it. But we're here with a very, very special guest today, my good friend and Himalayan climbing legend, Kami Rita Sherpa. We're going to have a spontaneous Ask Me Anything with Kami Rita and our live studio audience, plus those of you who have tuned in. As for those of you, I can't imagine anyone who doesn't know, but Kami Rita Sherpa has 31 Everest ascents to his name. This year he's going up for his 32nd. I interviewed him last week, and if you don't mind me speaking for you, Kami Rita, he has no intention of slowing down in the near future. So we're going to see a lot more from him in the coming years. But so for now, I just wanted to check in. There's not a whole lot of news happening today. I know yesterday I kind of talked up like hundreds of people poised in Camp 4 waiting to head to the summit. And that was the rumor around base camp. I think we all just assumed that was happening, as usually there's a whole bunch of people right behind the rope fixing team going up. Today, 3 summits. Only 3 people made it to the top. That huge horde of climbers in Camp 4 was just a rumor. So today we saw summits from 2 high altitude workers and 1 client from China with AltiPro Adventures. They reached the top in great weather. Today was a good day to summit, but there wasn't a lot of people getting after it. However, tonight there are tons of climbers heading up, including Achu Kami Rita, who's going to leave base camp in the early hours of the morning, heading up, targeting a summit on the 17th. In other news, Bianca, who we've been following, she also postponed her climb. She'll be heading up in the next couple days, targeting a summit around 2021. I talked to Justin Sackett. He's also going for a late summit. He's got 3 more days in base camp to recover before he heads up. Before we get into questions with Kami Rita, I also wanted to kind of update you on Forbeljin. Those of you who may remember, he was the 3rd death on Everest this season. He was a young man, age of 20, and he slipped on the Lhotse face and unfortunately passed away there. Forbeljin is from Kami Rita's village, the village of Tamo. And today I had a chance to speak to his aunt a little bit and learn a little bit more about his life. And I wanted to share that with everyone. Again, it's important for us to try to remember the people that we've lost. We try to put a human face to the casualties that we have on Everest every year. And so what I learned about Forbeljin today is that he's a young man, and last year he actually achieved his first Everest summit. So this wasn't his first time on the mountain. He had just been working in Austria, which is a common thing for a lot of people in these Himalayan regions. They work in Europe in temporary jobs for a few months, and then they come back for the climbing seasons. His aunt didn't even know that he had gone climbing, unfortunately, until she got the news that he had passed away. His body, the death rituals are being completed. His body was cremated today, and it's a very tough time for his family. I also learned that he had spent a lot of time practicing and learning as a monk. He spent a bunch of time in the monastery, and I think he was on track to become sort of like many people in the Kumu region, a climber who works abroad part-time to support his family. I learned that his family is not of great means, and this is a big financial blow for them. So in the liner notes of this, or for those of you who are watching, you can Google the Juniper Fund. It's a fund based out of Seattle that supports the families of mountaineering workers who pass away in the mountain. I've been in touch with their people there. They will be in touch with Forbeljin's family. And so any contribution to the Juniper Fund will go to support Forbeljin and the other workers that we lost on the mountain this year. So in that somber note, let's move to something more exciting, talking to Kami Rita today. If anybody has any questions, put them in the comments or from our live tent audience here. And I'll translate them into Nepali and then back into English for you guys. So maybe we'll just kick it off with somebody here in the room.
Kami Rita, I have a question for you. What is basically the secret of your success to to be able to climb more than 30 times Everest? And what can we learn from you in our upcoming summit push attempt?
तपाईँको 31 चोटि चढेको सिक्रेट चाहिँ के हो मुख्य कुरा के हो अनि उहाँहरूको अब एभरेस्ट चढ्न आँटेको उहाँहरूको लागि के सिक्न सक्नुहुन्छ तपाईँको अनुभवबाट
अब मुख्य भने चाहिँ मेरो 31 चोटि चाहिँ किन भने चाहिँ म चाहिँ विदेशी गाइड एउटा गाइड गर्ने मान्छे होइन
Oh.
माउन्टेन गाइड
The key to success is being a guide. So then you have to go up.
अब मेरो लागि सधैँ चढ्ने होइन म चाहिँ अरूलाई विदेशीहरू त्यत्रो खर्च गरेर हुन्छ त्यसको लागि उनीहरूको सपना पुरा गर्नको लागि मैले गाइड गर्दा गर्दा मेरो 31 चोटि सफल भएको
So he hasn't climbed for himself. He hasn't done 31 trips for himself. He's done it because people have come here and spent so much money to be here. He's done it to try to help them make their dreams come true. And that's how he's had the chance to climb so many times. Hazır.
अनि अब कसरी चढ्नुपर्छ भने चाहिँ अब माउन्टेनमा आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ अहिलेको जमानामा के छ भने कुनैले चाहिँ अब माउन्टेनको नलेज नलिकन चाहिँ चढ्न पनि हान्छ एभरेस्ट सजिलो छ नि तर हिमाल चढ्न सजिलो होइन तर हिमत चढ्ने भने चाहिँ ट्रेकिङ गरेर हाइकिङ गरेर होइन अलिकति माउन्टेनको नलेज लिएर आयो भने चाहिँ उहाँहरूको लागि चाहिँ धेरै सजिलो हाम्रो लागि पनि धेरै सजिलो
So you're saying many people think that Everest is easy. Many people come here without a lot of mountain experience and knowledge. And the most important thing is that you have to know that climbing Everest is not hiking to base camp. And you have to apply that experience and that knowledge in the mountains to make your trip successful, but it also makes it so much easier on the guides that are with you as well. So, there. Just Socia Kane, Roxy Kane, just secret छैन है तपाईँको
त्यस्तो छैन खानु त अब हामी शेर्पा हामी मधौली जात हो हामीले छङ्रक्स पनि खान्छौँ होइन म सिक्रेट चाहिँ खाँदैन छङ्रक्स सबै खान्छु म खान्छु अब खाना पनि म सबै थोक खान्छु र मेरो स्पेसली खाना हिमालको लागि भनेर स्पेसली यो खाना भनेर छैन म सबै दाल भात खाने हो
There you go. He also likes, he says eating dalbat helps. And sometimes drinking a little bit of Chang as well. So we're going to get one from the studio, from the...
Yeah.
Phone.
So, does it ever get boring, or is each climb different?
अब 31 चोटि चढेर तपाईँले बोरिङ लाग्छ कि लाग्दैन
अब बोरिङ भन्दा पनि यस्तो हुन्छ अब हाम्रो ड्युटी के हो त त्यसको ड्युटीको चाहिँ सफल पार्नु पर्यो नि कि त मैले अब म बोर लाग्छ भनेर त मैले विदेशीलाई चाहिँ गाइड गर्छु भने जिम्मा लिएर चाहिँ मैले बेच्नमा आएर आलापत्ता तान्नु भएन हुन्छ कहिलेकाहीँ बोरिङ हुन्छ तर आफूले नै बुझेर चाहिँ त आफ्नो क्लाइन्ट्सलाई त राम्रोसँग सफल पारेर पठाउनु त्यो मेरो ड्युटीको दायित्व भयो त्यहाँबाट हामीले बोर्डिङ गर्नु ऊ छैन
There you go. He said that it's a question of really, when you look at it from his perspective, you're looking at it as what his duties on the mountains are and what his duties as a guide are. There are times that it's slow, there's times that it's repetitive, but he doesn't take those as boring because he's fully invested in making sure that the expedition he's a part of is successful. So it's never boring for him in that way. Okay, good. Yeah.
Now, also question to like Sherpas, they guys, they really carry an enormous physical and emotional burden on every expedition, in my perspective. Yet your contributions are often overshadowed by the clients that you actually support on every trip again. So, what would you most want the rules to understand about the Sherpa experience on Everest?
सबभन्दा धेरै टेन्सन बोक्ने सबभन्दा धेरै सामान बोक्ने त Sherpa हो तर सबभन्दा प्राय जसो क्रेडिट पाउने विदेशी हो तपाईँ चाहिँ हाम्रो Sherpa दाजुभाइहरूको बारेमा संसारले के मेसेज भन्न चाहनुहुन्छ तपाईँले
अब यो चाहिँ क्रेडिट नेपालीले क्रेडिट नपाउनु नै हाम्रो सबै काम थियो
One of the reasons that Nepalis don't get enough credit is the government, the weakness of the government here. हजुर
अब गभर्मेन्टले चाहिँ हामीले जति चढ्यो भने अब जस्तै भन्नु हो चाहिँ तेन्जिङ शेर्पा त पहिलो शेर्पा हो नि उहाँलाई त गभर्मेन्टले राख्नु सकेन इन्डियाले किन लगाएन त्यसरी गभर्मेन्टको कमजोर हो यसमा अनि शेर्पालाई क्रेडिट भित्र हुनु त शेर्पा दिन त कसैले पनि चढ्नु ढाको हुन्छ होइन अब जस्तै खुम्बु आइसपोल त्यत्रो देख्यो त शेर्पाले बाटो बनाएको त्यही माथि चढेर जान्छ त्यो शेर्पाको लागि चाहिँ हाम्रो गभर्मेन्टको कमजोरले नै हामी नभनायो हो विदेशीको चाहिँ सरकार राम्रो छ एकचोटि चढ्ने बित्तिकै क्रेडिट पाउँछ होइन त्यस्तो
So he explained how Tenzing Norgay was the very first Sherpa. Tenzing Norgay was never given Nepali citizenship. He was given Indian citizenship because the Nepal government never recognized what he did. And he said that that's a trend that we still see here now. When you look at climbing on the mountains, All the Sherpas that are fixing the icefall, that are making the route possible, even though the icefall doctors never go to the summit, they don't get a certificate, but they're crucial to the climbing. Whereas any foreigner who makes it to the top gets a certificate and gets credit. The government focuses on the people who pay the money, not necessarily the people that does the work. And he would like that to change. Yep.
Have you ever had to turn back?
अहिलेसम्म 31 चोटि चढेर फर्केको कति चोटि छ?
मैले दुईचोटि चाहिँ म हिलाबिस्टबाट गएको किनभने मेरो फेभरेट बिमारी भयो अल्टिट्युडको प्रब्लम भयो म हिलाबिस्टबाट दुईचोटि रिटर्न भयो.
He turned around from the Hillary step twice because his client was sick with altitude both times. Yeah.
Hello, I'm John from the Netherlands, and I'm curious about what is positive changing in the mountains over the last years, especially for someone with 31 years of experience. So what is the difference between so long ago and what is now, and what is the positive thing about it?
So तपाईँले धेरै वर्ष भयो एभरेस्ट चढ्नु भएको छ. त्यस्तो हेर्दाखेरि सकारात्मकमा के राम्रो भयो? अहिले एकदम गएको 30 वर्षमा चाहिँ अलि राम्रो परिवर्तन भएको चाहिँ के होला?
अब एउटा राम्रो परिवर्तन भयो नि यो लगभग 2008बाट चाहिँ अब नेपालको साइडको एभरेस्टमा चाहिँ आइरहने ग्रुप भएर धेरै आउनु थाल्यो. त्यसले गर्दाखेरि हाम्रो टुरिज्म सेक्टरलाई चाहिँ अलिकति टुरिज्म सेक्टर काम गर्ने चाहिँ अलिकति राम्रो भयो, विकास हो. अब त्यसमा पनि अझै भन्यो भने चाहिँ अहिले पहिलाको एक्सपिडिसन र अहिलेको एक्सपिडिसनमा धेरै फरक छ. कारण किनभने चाहिँ अहिलेको एक्सपिडिसन भनेको चाहिँ अहिले सबैमा राजनीति घुस्ने होइन. एउटा कम्पनीले अब कम्पिटिसन भने होइन, तेरोभन्दा म सस्तो दिएछु, मभन्दा त सस्तो चलाउँछु भन्ने खालको होइन. अब भन्यो भने चाहिँ पहिलाको एडभेन्चर भनेको चाहिँ पहिलाको चाहिँ रियल एडभेन्चर हो. अहिलेको चाहिँ यो मलाई लाग्छ कि यो चाहिँ पार्टी खानाको जस्तो. अहिले हिमाचल आउने विदेशीहरू अब त्यस्तो खाट राखेर डोमटेन्डी यस्तो ठुलो राखेर पहिला त्यस्तो थिएन. म 1992देखि मैले सुरु गरेँ होइन. अहिलेको चाहिँ एडभेन्चर बन्दैन. म यसलाई चाहिँ हिली चढेर जान्छ नि. पहिलाको हो भने चाहिँ हामी जिरीबाट हिँडेर हाम्रो र हामी तप्लिएपछि जिरीसम्म हिँड्छौँ.
Oh, dude. There's a lot there. So he was saying that one of the good things that's changed, he's been climbing since 1992. And one of the good things that's changed is that after 2008, they saw a much bigger jump in the number of people that have come to climb Everest. And that's been a really good thing for tourism. And he sees that as a real positive. But then he also started to say that with the development, with the commercialism of climbing, some of the adventure has been lost. And when he first started climbing, they would walk all the way up here from Jiri, which would be like 2 weeks walk up. They would climb and then they'd have to walk all the way back to Jiri. And he said it was much more adventurous then. He said it kind of feels like now people are just coming here to have a party because there's dome tents and helicopters, and he misses that sense of adventure that you had in the early expeditions. Yep.
A follow on from that. What kind of advance in technology have you seen, and how is that helping people and saving lives?
So त्यो टेक्नोलोजी चाहिँ नाउलो चिजहरू चाहिँ त्यसको चाहिँ के व्यत्यास छ अहिले एभरेस्टमा पहिला नपाउनेहरू?
अब पहिला त जमानामा पहिला कुरा गर्ने हो भने त पहिला मैले भर्खर म 1993 सुरु गर्दाखेरि त काठमाडौँमा क्लाइम्बिङ गियरको लुगाको पासो रहेछ.
In 1992, there wasn't a store. You couldn't buy climbing gear in Kathmandu. There wasn't even a store for it.
अनि अहिले चाहिँ तपाईँको चाहिँ अब नागरान जसरी कैलाश भयो अरे रेभरेस्टहरू च्यान्डली होला के अरे होइन. नर्थ फेस पनि लाउनु छोड्यो अहिले होइन. पहिला एउटा चाहिँ एकचोटि चाहिँ हामी माउन्टेनहरू र नर्थ फेसको चाहिँ अलिक चाम्क्यो. अहिले तिनीहरू पनि लाउनु छोड्यो. अर्को नआयो क्या, सिस्टमै नआयो क्या. अब जस्तै टेक्नोलोजीको कुरा गर्नु पर्दाखेरि चाहिँ पहिला चाहिँ हाम्रो पालामा चाहिँ क्रमहरू फिताहरू लगाउनु पर्थेन. अहिले अटोमेटेड होइन. बुटहरू हल्का होइन. त्यो बेला हामीले चाहिँ कोप्लस बुट प्लास्टिकको बुट मात्रै लानु पर्छ. अहिलेको स्पोर्ट छँदै छैन. यो ओन स्पोर्ट निस्केको त्यही 2001-2तिर मात्रै निस्क्यो होइन. यो धेरै चेन्ज भयो. टेक्निकली लुगाहरू पनि हल्कायो होइन. जति मान्छेले हल्का आयो, जति फेसिलिटी छ त्यति हल्का नै चढ्नु खोज्दो रहेछ. अनि पहिला हामीले चाहिँ गरौँ लुगा लगाएर अब त्यसले चढ्थ्यो होइन. अहिले चाहिँ अब जस्तो सिलिङ बिहानहरू त 1 किलो पनि नहुने खाप भयो. पहिला चाहिँ 2-3 किलो डाउन छु भनेको थाहै छैन पहिला अहिले फेरि डाउन छु त्यस्तै
So, in the beginning, he was saying that everything was so much more difficult to get and so much heavier. Like if they had a mountain hardware jacket or a North Face jacket, it was like amazing. And now people like that's out of fashion. Now everyone wants to wear Kailash and Everest outfit and all these other new brands that have come up. And he was saying, he's remembering how they used to climb in the Koflach double boots, how heavy those were, how heavy the old sleeping bags used to be. And he's like, everything now is so much lighter and so much higher performing. It makes everything so much easier than it used to be. Oxyमा पनि त्यो टेक्नोलोजीको चेन्ज देख्यो होला सायद तपाईँ
अक्सिजन चाहिँ त अब टेक्नोलोजी भनौँ अक्सिजन चाहिँ पहिला चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ अब सानो अक्सिजन पैसा अक्सिजन भन्छ त्यो चाहिँ अब 3 किलो एउटा चाहिँ 3 किलोहरू छ 3.5 भन्दा चाहिँ 3 किलो आधा अहिले चाहिँ के छ भने अलिकति अब अहिले चाहिँ टप आउट समिट भन्ने अक्सिजन के त्यो चाहिँ अलिकति गरुङ छ 4 किलो छ आधा किलो चाहिँ गरी छ तर त्यसको प्रेसर त अझै बढी छ
अनि त्यसको फ्लो पनि
बढी छ
He was also talking about how they used to use this Russian oxygen that was 3.5 kilos. Now we're using Summit oxygen, which is 4 kilos, but it's got so much more pressure in it, and the flow rates are much higher, and that also makes a big difference. Great.
What would be the one thing you would change about Everest if you could?
Everestमा एउटा कुरा चाहिँ 40 बटन लाउन सक्नु भएको भए के चेन्ज गर्नुहुन्थ्यो
खासमा एभरेस्टमा परिवर्तन गर्नु नै हामीले चाहिँ क्लाइम्बरलाई चाहिँ सरकारले चाहिँ लिमिट नम्बर हार्ने अनि गार्बेज मेन कुरो चाहिँ सरसफाइमा ध्यान दिनुपर्ने
Tito. He would if he could change one thing, he would change two things. Those two things are he would ask the government to limit the number of climbers on the mountain, and there would be a more systematic and a more thorough attention given to cleaning the mountain and plastic waste and garbage on the mountain.
What's his one favorite piece of gear that he always uses?
Whether एउटा कुनै एकदम मन पर्ने जस्तो सामान गियरहरू कि एउटा के बोक्नुहुन्छ माथि एकदम मन पर्ने एउटा के चीज छ
मेरो त्यस्तो केही छैन अब किनभने अहिलेको सिस्टममा के छ गभर्नमेन्टको उसमा चाहिँ सब्मिट गरेको गरेन देखाउनु पर्ने होइन त्यसको लागि क्यामेरा राम्रो छैन नि त्यही भएर मैले चाहिँ 360 बोक्छु किनभने 360 ले चाहिँ सबै घुमाइदिन्छ हैन तर आफू पनि देखाइदिन्छ अरूले पनि देखाइदिन्छ त्यही भएर म 360 बोक्छु
He loves carrying a 360 camera. And so that way your summit photo is easy. You're watching your client, you're watching what's ahead of you, everything's captured, it's super easy. So he always brings 360 camera.
Nice.
Great.
What other peaks have you climbed?
अर्को कुनमा चढ्नु भएको छ
मैले अब भन्नुपर्दाखेरि 8,000 मिटरको पाउँछ चाहिँ म चाहिँ 45 टाइम्स गरिसकेँ
Oh, so he has 45 8,000 meter summits across 5 different mountains. I do.
Yeah.
And there's just been a lot of shout outs to have such a legend on with us and also how beautiful your skin is.
Beautiful, Manchi.
धन्यवाद
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow.